I'm making my way toward a river following this power line trail. This is clearly not Arizona. This is not the desert. I'm in Alaska now. And if you followed this channel, you've seen I've come back here to visit from time to time because this is where I grew up. But I'm here to stay now. After about 8 years in the desert, we moved back here, back home to Alaska. So keep watching it for the adventures that are sure to come here. This place is full of adventure potential. But yeah, I'm just making my way back for a little day trip. We've been pretty busy with the move and all that's required in settling into a new place, so haven't been able to get out a whole lot. So start trickling these videos back in. But yeah, today I'm just doing a short little trip out, get some nature on. I was actually down here on this trail just last night for something. Drove back here on a four-wheeler and found a big bull moose in these trees. Pretty good sized one. It's kind of funny going from Arizona to Alaska. Gotta watch for bigger animals instead of little critters like snakes and stuff. So different game for sure. So this river changes course quite a bit. This whole river valley, it kind of just does what it wants. Erodes away a lot of the banks and stuff too. Right now it's kind of further this way than it normally is. I think I will go that way along the bank. So it's kind of neat being back on this in this river valley here. This is where, when I was just a boy, I'd come and it's not too crazy remote or anything, and so I could come here and I camped and learned how to winter camp and regular camp. Learned all kinds of things down here. Learned how to not eat sand with my food. A lot of those little beginner outdoor skill lessons were learned through trial and error down here in this little river valley here. It's always fun to come back here. A lot of memories here. Had my tent blow away one time. Found it like a mile out. Had the search and rescue called on me down here. A lot of good memories. This river, like I say, it takes different paths all the time. Does different things, so it's kind of fun to explore little islands it does and stuff. So I'm gonna try to hop around through here. I don't mess around too much with this river because it's all glacial silt that's filling that. That's what gives it that gray color. And it also makes this sand, it's just like a super fine sand. So it makes this, a lot of times it's not a gravel bottom underneath, it's this mud, and it can kind of grab you a little bit. So plus it gets swifter out in the deeper parts. So I don't mess around too much with it, but I think I can cross some of these little places. Wander around out there a bit. So here's some of that silt. Looks like the water was drained off of it, but see how like the longer you step in it, it just pulls you in. It's pretty gooey stuff. Actually feels more like sand. It's not as like gooey as mud, but it stacks up. But especially if you're walking through water and this is happening under there, then it just adds to it, and you just whoop. And sometimes there's a gravel floor underneath the silt, and so you land on that, and then you just got to get your feet unstuck. Well, sometimes it keeps going, and that's not always a good thing. So I just be careful with the deeper water and swifter water crossings. All those ones I did back there all had a pretty good bottom on them, either all gravel or just a little bit of silt. So that stuff's fine to mess with. It's an awesome day. So things have been a little busy lately for obvious reasons. We're moved from Arizona to Alaska, kind of a big deal. Doing all that boring stuff, DMV visits and stuff like that to get residency established, and just kind of a mess of all that. We've been getting it done. It's been going pretty smoothly, but now that things are starting to settle in, I've been finding that it's I need to catch up on my nature sessions and getting out here and the stuff that's so good for the soul, you know. But it's weird when you get in that busy mode. It's hard to make the step back to this. I mean, there's always things that need to be done, but I think some of this stuff has a way of sort of pulling us out of our right mind and into this kind of business mode that maybe is necessary. You know, maybe it's a good thing for a moment or two to get some stuff done. But you can get a lot done and still make it out into nature. And it's not even about getting out into nature, even just taking that moment for yourself to like feel something more than your list of to-dos and all that mess. So I'll be trying to work on that. That's kind of what today's about, just getting out and catching up with some of this vibe. Went out last night, watched the moon for a little bit. It was right on the horizon, 4% illumination, so just a little sliver. Just cool to see stuff like that. I sat by the fire just in the backyard for a while, just trying to reconnect. It takes some effort sometimes, like no matter how good I know it is for me, like there's definitely benefit for me. I feel it every time, but it still takes effort to reconnect and get back in there. So I gotta stick with it. This stuff makes more sense out here. I think I'm gonna find a spot to sit and chill for a little bit. I'm gonna go over to that little point right there. I think it's like a fun spot to hang out.